Hello everyone. So in this video I want to show you the use of selective structure called switch. Okay, so the syntax for switch will be something like this. We have switch, and then we have an expression here, and then we have the curly bracket opening, and then case, okay, where we can say it constant 1 semicolon, and then statement, and then break. Obviously you need to have a semicolon for the statement and the break, and then go to case. The second case, we have the second constant, semicolon, and then statement, the second statement, and then break. And then we can have up to whatever case you want. Okay, whatever case you want. And then obviously when you have case, you need to have case, statement, break, and then close the curly bracket. Okay, so this will be what the syntax for a switch statement looks like. So what switch does, it evaluates the expression and check if it's equivalent to any of these constant. Okay, if let's say the expression is similar to constant 1, it will read the statement in constant 1 and then break the loop. Okay, so if the expression is not equal to constant 1, it will read the case for constant 2. Okay, so you can include as many case label as you want to check. The program will execute the statement included after the end default. Okay, so switch is actually equivalent with if else. Okay, for example, if I said switch X, and then I have case 1, C out, X is 1, and then break. Okay, and then I have case 2, C out, X is 2, semicolon, and then break. Okay, so we can say default, meaning none of these. C out, value of X unknown, for example. Okay, and then you end this loop, right? So this is equivalent with the if else statement, so which I'm going to use another color to say it. Okay, so what's the if else statement? So the first line here will be if X equal 1, and then you have a curly bracket here, C out, X is 1. Okay, and then we have else if x equals to cout x is 2, close the bracket, else, which is works as my default, cout value of x unknown. Okay, so this is the equivalent for switch with if and else statement. Okay, so the switch statement is a bit peculiar with the C++ language because it uses labels. Okay, it uses labels instead of block. So that's why we need to put a break statement each time when we want to execute for a specific condition. Okay, if you don't do that, otherwise it will not be executed until the end of the statement. But you can also do another way, okay, meaning that if you don't want to break at every statement, what you can do here, you can put the break at the end. Okay, for instance, I'm gonna write this coding here. So the same one I can also do like this: switch x case 1, case 2, case 3, and then we can have cout x is 1, 2, or 3, and then we break the statement, default cout x is not 1, 2, nor 3. Okay, so the reason I'm putting this video together for you because one of you asked during the lecture, how if we wanna include more than one case? And I said usually case is good if you wanna switch statement is good if you wanna select one choice of case. But this is possible. See, I want to show you that this is possible if you want to choose case 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can define the case first and then cout and then break. So if none of this satisfy, it will go to default and will print the end statement. Okay, so one thing you need to take note that the switch can only be used to compare an expression against a constant. Okay, against a constant, we cannot put variable else label. Okay, you cannot put case n. You need at least a quotation, a single quotation. Okay, so let's look at one C++ example regarding everything that I have explained. So go to open your C++, a new project, and then just put code 3G. I'm not sure we have done 3G before, but let's put code 3G. Next, empty project, finish. Okay, so what we have here now, go to the source file, add a new item. So C++ code 3G. Okay, so add it. Okay, so we want to try some of the function that we listed just now using switch statement. So I will put selective switch statement. Okay, so as usual we have include iOS stream, and then we have using namespace std. Okay, we have void main. Okay, and then what can we have here? Okay, we want to try the three cases here first. Okay, so let's have switch x. Obviously you need to define x, and you have a curly bracket and end bracket here. Okay, so what we have here, x is not defined, doesn't matter, we will edit it. Case 1. Okay, so we have case 1. Okay, so put a colon, C out, x is 1. Okay, and then break. Case 2, put a colon, C out, x is 2. Okay, and then we have break. Okay, default, C out, value of x is unknown, and then okay, so we can see here. Okay, we can, and I think I have something. What is it? Yeah, cin.get. Okay, we end this. Okay, so you can see here the axis has a rate underlined, so meaning we need to define our x. So int x, it's an integer. Okay, and then what happened here? Okay, so what is x? Obviously we want to input x as a value, or we can also say here integer. Maybe I will do like this. Okay, in x equals to 1. Okay, this is a very simple switch code. Yes, so switch and 1, it should display C out x is 1. Okay, let's try it. That's a very simple value here. So if I change x is 2, C out, then I have x is 2, right? Okay, now what happens if I put x is 3? So we have case 1, case 2, but we don't have case 3, so it should go to default. Value of x is unknown. For instance, let's do this. Okay, so this is easy coding. Okay, now what I want to do here, instead of 1, so usually you'll be a constant. You cannot put case as a variable unless I want to do it in a quotation, in a single quotation. Case A, yeah, I can do that. Okay, case A, case B. Okay? So what is A? So I can do few things here. Integer x equals to 1, let's say, and then we have char. I don't know how to do this. Okay, let me do this. X equals to A. I don't know whether it will work. Let's try. Okay, so let's try this one. So integer x equals to 1. Now we have a character here where x is A now. So whatever value of x you put here, it will refer to the one that we want. Okay, let's try. The value of x is unknown. So what happened here? So x is 1, but then we say char is A, quotation. So it doesn't recognize it because this is not the way to write it. Okay, so how to fix this if you have a situation like this? So integer, and then you want to say x is variable. So we need something else here instead of x. Okay, so the problem here is you cannot define integer and character at the same time for the same variable here. So obviously, if you want this program to work, you need to comment this and just type x as a character. Okay, so this should work now with no problem. Let's see. There you go. Okay, so let's check. If I change my x to B, yes, and let's check if I put my x to C. So there's no case for C here, so it should print out the statement value of x is unknown. Okay, let's try. There you go. Okay, so now what we want to make the changes is we want to include, we want to input the actor, the choice of x here, okay, as an input statement. Okay, so what I need here, I need simply like this: cout enter your choice of x, enter enter an integer x of your choice. Okay, put a semicolon here. Now we have cin x, that's it. Okay, so now what is x here? Because we send an integer x, so we need integer x. You don't have to put the value 1 because we're going to input the value 1. So integer x, and then x is an integer. Now this one, because I say x is an integer, I need to change to 1, 2. Okay, so because I'm using cin, I might need to include conio here because I'm using get. Okay, so this is to pause the statement. Okay, you can include file here. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, enter an integer of your choice. Let's say I put 3 here. The value of x is unknown, which is true. Okay, so if I put a 3 here, okay, I put a 3 here, so switch x as a number now, 3. So it will choose the choice from here. Since 3 is not defined, it will go to the value of x unknown. Let's change it to another number and see. Okay, what happened if you put 2? So it should say the value of x is 2. Yep, that is correct too. So this is where you can actually input your solution. Okay, but provided you must make sure what you define your x is. If x is an integer, make sure you input an integer. Now, can I do that for a variable? Okay, let's try. I'm gonna try, but then I might have to change this whole thing. Okay, so enter a variable x of your choice. I'm not sure this is going to work, but I'm just going to try. So I have a character x. Now the problem here is, so switch x, but x is a variable. So now this is where the problem occurs here. So if I want to do a, b, I have to define a character for a, b. So I need to have a quotation. Quotation, because I want to say that x is the character, a and b is the one referring to my x. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let's try. Not sure it will work, but let's try. The value of x is unknown. See, this is what I was talking to you. Excuse me. This is what I was telling you during the class. We cannot do that because although x is defined as a character, okay, and here the x is referred to the choice of your character which I included, but it's just don't recognize it. The value of x is unknown unless I need to do something else. So let's play around with this. Let's play around. Okay, what happened here now? Excuse me. Okay, so what we can do here, so we want to say variable x. Let's try something else here. Okay, instead of a quotation, let's do, if I can do a here. Enter a choice of variable a. The x is 1. So if I put an a here, okay, if I put it a character x, so character C++ already know to write a character you need to put a string, right? So that's why it gives you a. Now that's the correct way to do it. Let's check again. What if I put b? There you go. The x is 2. Now how if I put c? To make sure the code is correct, I want to try every possibility I can get. So if I put c, which is not defined, automatically it should give me this statement. Okay, enter a variable x of your choice, c. There you go. So we have this code fixed. So what happened? If you want to enter a variable x, you just include a variable x, but you define it as a character. Now we know character, you need to use quotation no matter what. So we have done it in here. Okay, now the program will be wrong if I don't have x as a character, if I have an integer, but then I'm putting a character. Okay, good. So now we got it right. So I want to change back. I mean, I kind of don't like using character here. I prefer integer of an integer x of your choice. So I'm going to stick to integer now, but two ways you can do that. Okay, so this is the working code now. Now how if we want to select more than one case? Okay, so what I do, I'm going to remove this. case 1. Okay, so we're gonna put case 2. Okay, and then I have Cout. X is 1, 2, or 3, for instance. And then we have break. And then we have default. Default, meaning if this is not true, it should come out Cout. X is not 1, 2, nor 3. Okay, so this is another way. Do I have? Oh, I have default here. So remove the default here. Okay, so I have case 1, 2, 3. So what happened here? So I want to choose more than one. More than one. I want to choose all this statement, right? So I can put it like this: Cout. X is 1, 2, or 3. Break. If it's not 1, 2, 3, I will get this statement. Okay, let's try. So enter an integer of your choice. Let's say I put 1. Okay, now close it again. Now enter an integer of your, run it again. 1. Okay, now try it again. For I wanted to type 2 just now, but somehow I typed. Okay, let's say put 3. This is still X is 1, 2, or 3. So it's selecting all this case here. And then now if I put 4, X is not 1, 2, nor 3. Okay, so you get that idea. So if you want to accept all these 3 cases, you just have to put Cout after this case, and then we break. Other than this number here, it will print out as, or it will go to a default statement. Okay, so this code is not that complicated. Okay, so I thought it can be that complicated, but it's not actually. So it's very straightforward. So you can use switch if you want to have more than one case of choice. This is the way to do it. Okay, so go through this code again. I hope if you have question, just email me and ask me. Okay, thank you for joining my class. I'll see you next time.